there is a theme that permeates almost all of Hanukkah, and that is the significance of a bias. We know that when Chazal instituted the mitzvah of halachas menorah, so it's very much linked and very much closely related to a person's house, to such an extent that the Chazal teach us in Masechet Shabbos that one is supposed to position the menorah in such a way that on the one hand we want to maximize Persim Nisa, on the other hand we want to make sure that it's linked to the person's home. Machlekes Rashi and Tosas about is the best place to light it a Pesach Habayis, is the best place to light a Pesach HaChotzer. But everybody agrees that wherever you're going to light, it cannot be divorced and separate and distinct from one's home. It has to be somehow connected in some shape or form to where one is actually living. Not only is a bias such a major role in terms of Neres Chanukah, but bias not only in the physical sense, but in the family sense, that the Bnei bias play such a major role in terms of the mitzvah of Ner Chanukah that the Gemara tells us in Masechet Shabbos, the Rabbanan Ner Chanukah mitzvah Ner Isha Beisel, that unlike other mitzvahs, what each person has to do on their own, Neres Chanukah, technically speaking, one can be Vayetzei together with all the Bnei Bayis. As long as one of the members of the Bnei Bayis is lighting, so technically speaking, all the Bnei Bayis are Vayetzei, their obligation. Even for those who light their own menorahs, in terms of Mahadran, and different opinions in the Rishonim, how you exactly calculate Mahadran, but everybody agrees that it has something to do ultimately with some degree of the Bnei Bayis, the members of the people, the members of the family, the numbers of people in the family. So bias, both in the physical sense as well as in terms of the family sense, play a major role in terms of the mitzvah and how, practically speaking, we fulfill our mitzvah sayom of Neres Chanukah. And at first glance, it's a little bit strange that the bias should play such a major role, because actually the nes occurred not really in the home. The nes occurred in the Beis HaMikdash, and the Beis HaMikdash is not my home. The Beis HaMikdash is not my family. So what is it that Chazal instituted that the mitzvah of Neres Chanukah specifically, perhaps more than any other mitzvah, revolves around the family unit or the home unit, if the original nes didn't really even occur in such a setting? And perhaps what Chazal are trying to highlight to us is the relationship between my personal home and the ultimate bias, the bias of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. That we cannot have that attitude that HaKadosh Baruch Hu's home, HaKadosh Baruch Hu's Ashras HaShechina, is something that's far and remote and away from us. It doesn't translate, doesn't trickle down to what takes place in my four walls. No. Chazal wanted to highlight to us that each and every Jewish home, each and every bias, each and every family unit is a mini Beis HaMikdash. And we have to view ourselves as being living in the home of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And Davka and Chanukah, we have to infuse our personal batib, kol ish v'ish, kol ish b'reiso, with the feeling that this is a place of Ashras HaShechina, this is a place of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, this is a place of Tahara, this is a place where HaKadosh Baruch Hu's feeling, HaKadosh Baruch Hu's presence can be felt. And Davka, because the nes occurred in a setting which is almost, in a certain sense, so far away from our homes, lest we have that terrible misunderstanding that Avodas Hashem is something that's far away. Avodas Hashem is only something for the Kohanim Gedolim. Avodas Hashem is something for the Beis HaMikdash. It's only in special, remote, faraway places. No, Avodas Hashem is in my home. Avodas Hashem is for my wife, for my children, for my family unit. That's where Avodas Hashem to the greatest level. This brings back to mind the conversation that occurred between Moshe Rabbeinu and Paro, and Eve, right before Yetzias Mitzrayim, when Paro turns to Moshe and he says, "Okay, I'll let you go. Who do you want to go?" Me and Holchim. And Moshe Rabbeinu says, "B'nareinu v'zkenenu nelech, b'bnei v'bnosenu." With our young and with our old, with our wives, with our children, we're all going together to be Avodah Hashem. And Paro looks at Moshe and says, "What? L'chunu ha'gavar v'yidus Hashem." So Rashi explains, "You're asking to serve HaKadosh Baruch Hu, you're asking to offer sacrifices." "I know that," says Paro. "For that you need one or two people. You need the high priests. They have to go out and offer sacrifices. What do you need? The men, women, and children. Who are you kidding, Moshe Rabbeinu?" Moshe Rabbeinu's response, in effect, was, "B'nareinu v'zkenenu nelech," that we're going to serve HaKadosh Baruch Hu with our families, with our homes. And that response to Moshe Rabbeinu to Paro is the same response we say now as well. And the Beis HaMikdash celebrated tremendous Yeshua. That Yeshua translates into each and every small Mikdash each and every private home within Klal Yisrael.